Hello, everybody. Good to see everybody. Hello, Jimmy, Riley, Bell's Newborn Nursery. Hello, Kristen, beautiful Mary, sweet Katie F. Thank you guys for all being here, Miss Rom. I really appreciate the support, and I know Christina does too. Um, I have Christina on the panel with me, obviously, and we're going to be talking about. Oh shoot!
I have
My bad.
Christina on the panel with me.
Sorry. I have Christina on the panel tonight, and we're going to be talking about a very serious situation that her and her family have gone through. It was the murder of her stepdaughter, Morgan. And just to give everybody a feel of the case, Christina sent me some videos this morning that are on YouTube, and I'm going to go ahead and play one of those. And then I found one where the police was talking, Christina, and I thought it was a good one. So I'm going to play that one also.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and play those to give everybody like a feel of the case and a little bit of a background, and then we'll go ahead and talk to Christina. And if you guys have questions, I'll take questions from the chat too. So let me go to screen share. Okay. So this is the first video, and this is when she first went missing, and she went missing in 2002, correct, Christina?
2010. No.
2010?
No. Oh, shit.
This video where her mom was on HL1 is from December 3rd, 2012. I don't know.
2012. Yes, I thought you said 2002. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, 2012.
Okay, let's go ahead and play this.
I didn't know they weren't dating. They had just met on Facebook and were just messing around, I guess. They weren't dating or anything. He does have a girlfriend and everything that he lives with currently.
How old is he?
He's 25 now.
Okay, your daughter is 17 and he's 25. Okay,
when he first met her on Facebook, she was only 16.
Oh my gosh. Well, I got to bring in Mike Brooks. Ma'am, stand by because we want to talk to you some more, but we want to also solve this and get some good information. Mike Brooks, HLN law enforcement analyst. What do you make of that?
I tell you what, social media, there again, there's so much happens, Jane, on social media such as this, and now this girl is missing. So is this guy responsible for this? It sure kind of points to that direction, but we can't say so for sure.
J.D. Weintraub, you're a criminal defense attorney. You're the first to say, hey, police are not calling him a suspect.
But that really doesn't matter. As you know, a person of interest, a suspect, they don't have to call him anything. He's the target of this investigation, for sure. She walks out with the cell phone in her pajamas to meet him. That's what we know. And we don't know if she got there. We don't know if he saw her. We don't know if he admitted that he saw her, talked to her on the phone. We don't know anything. We don't know if he had an alibi. We know nothing.
Well, Morgan, who's a very pretty young lady, was last seen at her family's home in St. Petersburg Wednesday night. Now, take a look at this Google map. Leah, you told us that the last signal Morgan's cell phone sent out was from Hudson, Florida. That is, and we're going to show you, a coastal town about 40 miles north of your home in St. Petersburg. So I'm wondering, if she walks out in her PJs and slippers with just a cell phone, how did she end up 40 miles away in Hudson? Does Morgan or the baby's father have any connection to this location called Hudson?
Leah, nobody that we know of. I didn't even know where Hudson was until somebody told me whenever they started finding her phone reception was coming from there. I didn't even know where Hudson was. And so
now,
it's a very it's a very like small community. There's not a lot of people around. It's when you talk to the people there, and when we went there to do a search and stuff to see what we could find and hand out some more flyers up there, it's a community that people have lived there for a very long time. Their families have.
And I understand John Lieberman. I'm sorry, ma'am. I just want to get to some key points that it's a swampy area. and that, let's talk about this white.
Okay, and then the video ends there. I think you guys can go to HLN if you want to see the rest of that interview. And just so everybody knows, I know more people have joined. This is Christina's stepdaughter. So the woman that you just saw in that interview, that was Morgan's biological mother. And she went missing in 2002, and she was 17 and she was pregnant, 5 months pregnant, right, Christina?
She's about 4 or 5 months pregnant. Yeah, she just found out she was having a girl.
4 or 5 months pregnant. She went outside. Her records show that she was, the father of the guy that she got pregnant by, said, come meet me outside. She went outside in her pajamas and cell phone and was never seen again. Well, in 2016, they finally charged that guy with the murder. And this is all set to go to trial on March 31st of 2020. And very unfortunately and sadly, her body has not been recovered yet. So this was the day that they finally arrested the guy.
I've announced the indictment of Jacobee Flowers for first-degree murder for 17-year-old Morgan Martin. Our investigation will show that Jacob Flowers planned Morgan's murder. He duped her into coming out to meet him. He killed her, and then he dumped the body. So what I can do is take you through a timeline of where we got to today. On July 25th, 2012, Morgan disappeared from her family home in St. Petersburg, Florida, a short time after midnight. She told her family members she was going outside to meet her baby father, known to them as Jacobee Flowers. At the time of her disappearance, Morgan was pregnant with a baby girl. She was reported missing by her mother, Leah Martin, the next day. The initial investigation was unable to locate Morgan, but detectives focused in at the time on 24-year-old Flowers. Flowers denied any knowledge of Morgan's whereabouts, minimized his relationship with Morgan, and he denied being the father of the unborn child. Investigators sought out other potential person who might be involved in connection with Morgan's disappearance. Everything continued to point back to Flowers. After several months of investigation and search, Morgan was not located, and the case grew cold. In March of 2015, St. Petersburg newly created cold case unit took a look at Morgan's disappearance and began to renew efforts to solve the case. Veteran Detective Colbert was assigned as the lead investigator and was assisted by Detective Newton. Those two detectives together began to complete a review of the case of Morgan's case. ATF assigned intelligent research specialist Nick Dix to assigned to the detectives. After 13 months, for the next 13 months, the cold case detective re-interviewed witnesses, located and spoke to new witnesses, re-examined evidence, collected new evidence, analyzed data, and sought the assistance of other law enforcement experts and experts from other specialties. The detectives requested 21 subpoenas, 9 search warrants, and 10 court orders as part of their investigation. The detectives traveled successfully throughout Florida and Alabama following leads of Morgan's disappearance. Over the past 4 months, the detectives met with state attorney's office and began building a case on Morgan's murder. Last Thursday, June the 23rd, a grand jury convened to hear the case of Morgan. The grand jury returned an indictment charging Jacobee Flowers with first-degree murder of Morgan Martin. This morning, the detectives from the cold case unit went to Avon Park Correctional Institute and told Flowers of the indictment. Flowers had no reaction and did not want to speak to the detectives. Flowers is in custody of the DCF at Avon Park after being sentenced for unrelated felony traffic charges. Flowers will be transported upon completion of his current sentence sometime in July to the Pinellas County Jail to face the murder charges.
Okay. Let me just turn this off real quick. Okay. Christina, do you want to go ahead and start and tell us, a little bit about your stepdaughter and then how you guys found out about this going back to 2012?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, my earbud just messed up again. My husband started calling on the other line. Okay, I'm just gonna take it out. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. How we heard about it? You know what? I can't. Hello?
Hello?
Hold on a minute. Hold
Can you-
on. You guys, give me a
Okay.
second. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead. And just to let everybody know, this is still, and it's going to trial in March. So there's going to be some things that Christina can't go into too much detail about. So just want everybody to keep that in mind.
Okay. How's that?
It's good. I can hear you.
Okay, I had to put my cord ones in. Leah called us to let us know what was going on
And
at first.
Leah's
And
the mother?
Leah's
Okay.
her mom. And at first, we didn't know, my husband and Leah, are, they don't talk hardly. There's not much of a relationship there. So we didn't even know Morgan was pregnant. We had no idea. So, they live all the way in Florida. We live in Washington. That's, and so it just went from there. And it's just, it's very sad, very, very sad. Leah, my heart breaks for Leah every day.
Oh, I'm sure.
That lady has been through a lot. And we got a letter over the summer from the DA in St. Petersburg, and like kind of letting my husband know, we might need you there, we might not, we'll let you know. And my husband was just, he was just like, oh my God, what, why would they want me there? I don't know. I wouldn't even know what to say. And he just felt so guilty about everything. And then he will be subpoenaed. And we did get that letter around Christmas time. And the guy, every time the court, he's been in jail, for a minute on this, and he keeps firing.
Yeah. Let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
So she was missing, and you had told me some stories where they searched for her a lot. They drained ponds and lakes and everything, right?
They did. He lived in this house on this field with a man-made pond. And I want to say it was like the summer of 2016. They took 3 days, and they drained this man-made pond for 3 days, and like a news crew live feed it, and I would go in and watch them out there draining it, and this cars would slow down, and I could read everybody's things that they were saying. And some people can say some really messed up shit, really bad things, but they didn't find her body in there. And then a few months later, a jawbone came up. Some kids were out walking through a field and found a jawbone.
Oh,
so
really?
Then, yes,
I didn't know this.
Leah and Morgan had lived here in my city like a long time ago. So then we got a phone call, and we had to try to find the dentist that Leah had taken her to while she lived here for dental records. So, but Leah told my husband it wasn't her.
Oh,
it wasn't her. She's never been found. And according to him, he didn't do it. It wasn't his baby.
He's even went as far as saying that he didn't even really know who she was, right?
Right. Yeah. There's also one of the things that I took off YouTube was the interview with him.
I think I actually have that. Hold on.
And he's so just watching him and listening to him talk. It's just it just creeps you out. He's a monster.
Yeah, that's for sure. Hold on, I'm trying to find that Video. Person of interest. Was that the title of it?
I think so. Yeah.
All right, let me just scroll up and make sure. Let me see if this was it. Of course, there's got to be an ad. Just okay, yeah. No, I think this isn't the exact one you sent me, but it shows him.
Yeah, you know, as long as it
talking.
shows him talking.
Yeah. The one you sent me, but it shows him.
Yeah, you know, as long as it
talking.
shows.
Where'd it go? Here it is.
Gaining international headlines. New tonight, for the very first time, the person of interest in the disappearance of a pregnant St. Pete teen is speaking only with ABC Action News. Police say the last person to see Morgan Martin alive was the father of her unborn child. ABC Action News reporter Jacqueline Inglace joins us now in studio with this exclusive interview tonight. Jacqueline?
Jacobee Flowers coming forward.
Shoot, maybe this isn't the right one.
Sets the record straight.
No, this is the right one. This is it. No, this is it.
To be an animal. You know, I'm not an animal.
He's been living under a cloud of suspicion for the past 3 years. 27-year-old Jacobee Flowers, a person of interest in the disappearance of 17-year-old Morgan Martin. Martin was 4 months pregnant when she went missing on July 25th of 2012.
Did you see her that night?
No, I didn't see her that night at all.
St. Pete police and Martin's family say different.
He clearly was the last person to see her alive.
According to the teen's family, she went outside of her family's South St. Pete home to meet with Flowers, telling her family she was going to inform Flowers she was pregnant with his child, a girl she'd named Jalea. Martin has never been seen or heard from again.
She was not pregnant with your child.
Not at all.
You never had sex with Morgan Martin.
Not at all. Never.
Do you have any knowledge of where she is, what happened to her, where she's been or could be for the last 3 years?
None at all.
In an exclusive interview with ABC Action News, Flowers professed his innocence, telling us he knew Martin from the neighborhood but had not seen her in months.
Why would her family and police say that you were the father of her child?
I have no idea. Women lie about certain things.
He says he's been cooperating with police, allowing them to search his home and car, detailing how there's no evidence linking him to the disappearance, offering an alibi. The night Martin vanished, he was at work and then a nightclub.
I have nothing to hide.
Something police deny.
Our initial efforts to talk to him were fruitless.
According to Flowers, being named a person of interest in the case has ruined his life.
The family wants to find her. The mother wants to find her daughter. I understand all of that, but that does not mean try to ruin my life in the same time.
Cold case investigators are now taking a fresh look at Martin's disappearance. Departing, though, from what was told to us last year, they're not building a case against anyone, and an arrest is not imminent. They say they continue to look at Flowers as a person of interest in the case, but are now pursuing other leads. Reporting live in the studio.
And this was obviously before they arrested him. So
yeah, this was new. This was like the first, first few months where she was missing. But he's such an arrogant ass in that interview. Oh yeah, just women lie all the time, and it's ruined my life. You asshole.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, and he had a girlfriend, right, that he lived with, and
he had two baby mamas.
Okay.
And during the
3
night,
or 4 kids, right?
Yeah, he does. Yes, he does. And that's when Morgan got pregnant. She was just like a hit it and quit it. Morgan, fell madly in love with him. She got pregnant. She wanted to have the baby. He didn't want to have this child. He had enough. He had enough kids. He's working at KFC. Just a loser. And he didn't want the baby. Tried to talk her into having an abortion. Morgan wouldn't do it. He would get on. He would just harangue her. Just get on her, and she just wouldn't do it. Then he tried to pay somebody he went to high school with to beat her up so she would miscarriage. That
really?
person, yes, he did. He tried to do that. And that person, didn't do it, obviously. So,
wow.
And that night that she goes missing, and the timeline of everywhere he went after midnight, after he picks her up, and then he goes and does everything. We'll talk about what all he did. He goes and visits both those women that night. So both those women know what he did with Morgan. I swear to God, I know they do. I know they do.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah,
So
he just didn't want to have any more kids.
And didn't you say, like, because he got arrested in 2016, we're in 2020, and this is just going to trial. Didn't they offer him plea offers just to get her to recover her body?
None of that's been offered yet, because he keeps firing his court appointed attorneys. He gets into fights with them, and then he fires them. And I think he was thinking, like, the longer he prolongs it, I don't know what he was thinking. But the judge, because Leah goes to everything that goes on in court, she goes, and the judge told him this last time to knock it off. And the attorney that you get is the one that you're keeping. You're not firing anymore, and this is stopping, because you're just wasting everybody's time.
And so it's for sure going to trial in March.
Yes,
correct?
because remember, it was supposed to go, wasn't it? I told you guys, no, I thought it was supposed to go in November, but then it did get pushed out to March 31st. Because I remember when we got the letter over the summer, my husband had called and they were saying November, but then it got pushed out for March. I don't know why it got pushed out to March. It just did.
Man. And so you're convinced that his mother of his children know where she's at?
I still think both of those ladies know what happened to her. Or at least one of them does.
The officer just said in that interview, and I caught it this time, I didn't catch it when I watched it earlier today, that there was another person of interest that they were speaking to.
Yeah,
was there
and that
another
was the girlfriend.
arrest or no?
It was the girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the girlfriend, because we've had the FBI here and our local homicide come to the house too because of this, to talk with us and tell us and sit down. And so they've been, we've stayed out of it. We've not been in, my husband's name is, you can't find his name anywhere involved in any of this. We've stayed out of it as much as we can, because it's not about us. It's about Leah and Morgan. So we just, but we do get the visits to keep us up to date. And, especially when they did finally charge him, we had 2 visits from the FBI, and then our Washington homicide detective came to my house.
Have they talked about him? Like, we'll offer him this if he tells us where she's at, or is he just?
I'm sure they probably have. We just don't know about it because it's Florida. Florida has the death penalty, and I know if anybody's even asked, they can't charge him with the death of the child. Because in Florida, they do have a law to where if the child could not survive outside the womb, then they can't. Kind of like Shanann Watts, but that prosecutor did charge Chris Watts with a non-lawful termination of a pregnancy. Maybe they could come and charge him with the same thing. I don't know, but it's like just. But he honestly thinks he's going to beat it. I mean, I found. I don't know how I came across it. It was like a GoFundMe for him. His family had put up for him, and it's a letter from jail that he wrote. And basically what he was saying in the letter was he's a poor black man that, the man has put their finger on him, and he's not the one that did it. And he's wrongfully accused, and it's because he's a black man. And everything in the letter was like, poor me, I'm the black man getting accused of killing this lady.
Right.
And the letter was just pathetic.
He's acting like he doesn't know her. And some of the videos I watched earlier today, like, they have phone records that they spoke. Hours, like 3 hours before she went outside, and then like minutes. Like, I think he texted her or something that he was there. Like, and he's trying to act like he doesn't even know who this person is. That he just someone he saw around the neighborhood.
Well, then that's when when he says about how they reopened the FBI cold case, reopened it back up, and then that's when they were able to go into the phone, because they never did find her phone. She took her phone with her when she left that night, and they never found her phone. But they went back into his phone, into Messenger, and was able to pull up past conversations to where, you know, she's telling him how much she loved him and she wanted to be with him and have this baby. And he was like, you were just sex. I don't want to have another child. I have enough children. I don't want this. If you love me, you'll have an abort. I mean, he pulled out all the stops to try to get her to abort this child. And they pulled up all of the messages. They were able to find a lot of shit.
He was probably, I mean, I don't know what the law is in Florida, but he could have possibly also been scared that, you know, oh my God, she's 17, I'm 25. You know,
right.
am I going to get charged with statutory rape?
Well, and that's what Leah was saying, that when they met, Morgan was 16 and then turned 17 and got pregnant. And her birthday is December 1st. So she would have been 18 that December. Yeah, she would have been 18 that December. So that's one thing Morgan started like coming back with, hey, you know, I can turn you in for statutory rape. So I think that's when maybe he started, you know, maybe that's when he went to go try to find somebody to beat her up. And then his mind just went to doing what he did to her, you know, because she started kind of fighting back and standing up for herself. Was like, hey, whoa, wait, you know, I'm still going to have this child. You better be sure you're going to be paying child support. And he just freaked out.
Yeah, Jamie said the age of consent in Florida is 17. So does anybody do you have anything else? Does anybody in the chat have any questions? I know there were some questions earlier, and I missed them. Hold on. Sorry, I had to take care of something.
No.
If you guys are going to come, I'm just letting you know right now, the fact that there's people coming in this chat, calling people's names and trying to start an argument is absolutely disgusting. And you are now removed from this chat until you can get your shit together and be adult enough to come in here and have some respect, especially what we're talking about. I'm not having it. So don't even try me right now.
What's going on?
Sorry.
I can't see the chat.
I'm not even going to bring any more attention to it than I already did. It's fine. It's nothing with you. It's not anything on you. So, all right. Katie says, did he ever admit it, Chris?
No. No, he still maintains that he didn't hardly know her, that he's not the father. He's an innocent black man that's been charged with murder, and he's done nothing wrong. And he's been beat up. Yeah, he's been beat up a few times in jail because, prisoners don't like men that harm women or children, especially pregnant women. So he's been beat up a few times. So he's pretty much been kept in isolation by himself for his own safety. And what else? His attitude, he's got the most arrogant attitude. I guess it's just when he goes into court, when he walks into court, Leah, it just turns her stomach the way he is. He just the look on his face. You could see it in the interview.
Yeah, I think somebody asked earlier, I saw the comment. I'm sorry, I don't remember who asked it. Maybe it was Tinfoil Hat. They asked do you think that maybe he's not saying where her body's at to kind of like a bargaining chip, like, oh, let's wait till the day of trial and then, I'll say, I'll tell you where she's at if you charge me with, reckless homicide or something like that. Do you think?
Honestly, I have been holding out for that one because I'm sure they're probably, my husband needs to really call the DA and talk to the DA and see what's been going on since. But I really would hope that they would charge him with the chair. You're gonna get the death penalty, but if you tell us where she's at, we'll just charge you with, it's murder one.
Can
you
they
won't be
do a
put to
death
death.
penalty without a body? Because I know with
It's
the
gonna be
Casey
so hard.
Anthony,
It's
yeah,
going to be
because with
very hard. I know, yes. And
they
that's when one
said that
thing.
that's why Casey Anthony got off, is because they went for the death penalty, and that they shouldn't have, because there wasn't even there wasn't enough evidence.
And it is hard, you guys. Yeah, it is hard. And that's one thing we were told from the FBI is there's no body. And that's why it's it's estimated to be a 4-week trial, just because there is no body, and they have to they got to hit a home run with this one. And that's when, with the timeline, they've got him, where the cell towers and everything, and they tracked him that whole night that he was gone. And so they've got to be really on top of this, because it is hard to prosecute and get a conviction with no body.
Absolutely. Holly Exo wants me to ask if Morgan had any siblings.
Yeah, Leah has a son and a daughter, and then she had Morgan, and then my husband has his 2 children, and then I have my daughter. So Morgan had brothers and sisters, and they all, they all knew each other.
I'm sorry. How many kids did your husband and his ex have together, Morgan and?
Well, Morgan is with a different relationship. So my husband has 3 kids.
Okay.
And then I have mine. And then Leah, she has 2 children of her own besides Morgan. So Morgan had a lot of brothers and sisters, yes.
Okay. Oh my gosh. And you guys will be traveling to Florida, right?
We have to, yeah. The second letter that we got, and Florida will, the state of Florida pays for everything, just to fly us out there. Missed work, hotel, they'll pay for everything, which, it's kind of, that's when it really sits in. It's like, oh my God, we're going to really have to go. I doubt I'll have to even testify. Jaime will, because, that's her dad. So,
yeah. Man, that's going to be extremely hard, and I just feel for your husband and her mother to have to sit there through that. And there's probably tons of details that are not public that are going to be public. If they had enough evidence to go after him for murder 1, not even murder 2, they know a lot,
Yes. Oh, and then the car that he picked her up in, he eventually sold, he got rid of that car quick, and they finally was able to track that car down and go through it too, because that was the car that she left in, so wow. I don't know what was ever found out of the car. I'm sure maybe they got some evidence out of the car. I don't know, but he did sell it pretty quick.
Wow. God, it's so heartbreaking and sad. I can't even imagine. And for this to be going on since 2012, and you still don't know answers. You still don't have your child's body to lay to rest. And, these people now, I wonder if, the girlfriends, what the situation is with that, if now that time has passed, and since he's been in jail since 2016, I would hope, if those women know anything, that they have come forward at this point.
I sure hope they have. I really hope the DA and the detective went after him with everything. If you don't freaking come clean and tell us what the fuck went down that night, Like, I'd take them kids. I'd throw them bitches in jail, take them fucking kids, and be like, until you fess up to anything, you're losing everything. Fuck it. But that's just my anger. That's just my anger
Right. Oh,
speaking out.
absolutely.
I have no sympathy for these two women at all.
Oh, absolutely not. Mary says, did her cell phone records show anything? I think she said that they were able to get into her messenger and stuff, right?
Well, they never found the phone. So the messages back and forth, I think they were able to get that off his phone or her Facebook. It did ping that morning. It's like somehow her phone was like on or something, and it called one of Leah's friends. Like it was bouncing around or something, and somehow like called one of the friends. So it pinged in that town that Leah speaks of. And that's one thing Leah did tell my husband that she doesn't say in the interview is, and this is so disgusting, it's like, it's a very swampy area of Florida with like gators and stuff. And so I know it makes me sick, but she did. That's one thing I will always remember when she told that to my husband. But they never did find the phone. No, but yeah, they were able to pull up all the messages between those two through Facebook Messenger.
Wow. Holly says the reason that she asked about the siblings is due to how her siblings are taking this, and also are any of them younger, and is it affecting their social cues?
Morgan was the youngest out of all of them, so no.
Well, you and
girls,
Jaime have a child, right? Together?
Yeah, and she doesn't.
She probably doesn't
She
know.
never knew. No,
Yeah.
she never knew.
She's what,
she
a
doesn't know
freshman
anything
in high school?
Yeah, she never knew anything about Morgan or anything like that. But like the older kids, my daughter and my husband's daughter, they're in their late 20s. They remember Morgan, and how do I explain it? They just don't have words. They have no words for it. It makes them just sick.
Dreamboat Annie says, hi, Christy. So sorry I missed this, and so sorry you all went through this. Horrible and tragic.
Thank you, Dreamboat Annie. My thing is for Leah, my husband. I mean, him and Morgan weren't very close, because we lived like from, like Washington to Florida. It's like quite a ways. They weren't close. Jaime wishes they were way closer. Morgan loved Jaime so much. That was her dad, and she loved him so much. She looked up to him a lot. But
you know what? When I was watching those videos today, she looked a lot like Jaime.
She does. She really does.
Yeah.
She looks a lot like Jaime, and she looks a lot like our daughter together. And then I think Morgan had been gone a while. And that's when we kind of like had to, kind of like, okay, this is maybe what happened. And he was going to sleep. And you know how you guys are in that dream state, and you're falling asleep, but you're still kind of awake. And I've always heard that like spirits will come and talk to you and stuff. And he was like laying in bed, and he heard Morgan's voice, and she said, Daddy, I'm here. Daddy, I'm still here. Here I am, Daddy. And like, he swears to God it was her. He swears to God. And he was like, I know. He's like, I know. In his sleep. Or he actually like said it. And I'm like, oh my God. The way I knew how much Morgan loved him. I knew that was her. Because she just adored him.
You said she lived with you for a bit in Washington?
She did with her and her mom, because they used to live in Eastern Washington, her and her mom. And then they moved over to the Puget Sound area. So, Morgan would come and stay with us all the time. We had just moved into our first house, and we had just gotten married. And yeah, Morgan would come and stay with us all the time. So, but this was when she was way younger, you guys. This was when she was a little girl. I mean, when I met Jaime, Morgan was like 3. So, she was a young girl, little girl in elementary school. And then she got this job in Florida, and we never saw her again. They moved across the country to Florida, and that was it.
Have you guys been able, like, to? Have you guys stayed in communication with Morgan's mother? Her name's Leah. You said, right?
I talk with Leah.
Okay.
I do keep in communication with Leah. So yeah, we do. It's just hard because you don't know what to say to her, and this woman has, she has to live with this for the rest of her life. And Morgan and Leah were so close. That was her mom. She loved her mom so much, and it's just, I just feel so
you can
friggin'
tell I'm not-
horrible. Oh geez, it friggin' kills me to watch those interviews with her.
I watched a lot of the videos today, and you can just tell it takes a toll. I saw what losing a child did to my mother when my sister died. My mom literally died 2 years later, and I say my mom died of a broken heart.
You know what?
And
Yeah.
that was like, we knew my sister was sick. We knew it was coming. And I've always said, like, suicide is like a whole nother level of losing somebody, because you just don't need answers. But like murder, like I can't even imagine like how I would function to even like get out of bed if something like that happened. And I guess you don't know until you go through the motions when it actually happens to you. But the unknown, that's why I've always said, like, suicide is just a whole nother level, because it's like you have so many questions and there's so many unknowns. But murder, and then especially not having the body and not being able to put your child to rest and get that tiny bit of closure in that sense, like, oh my God, my heart just breaks for her and for your husband and everybody, your brothers and sisters, and oh God, I could never imagine. Let's see what the chat's saying. Holly says you can't ever get over, once you lose a child, you're losing a part of yourself. The pain of seeing your child go before you must be awful. Narcissists are a new breed. They have no conscience. Katie says, Chris, she's so sorry.
Thank you, Katie.
Molly says she can't imagine the pain your family is going through. Percy says there are extremely swampy areas near his job. I believe what she was saying in the mother's interview. You hear the lady ask, like, the town started with an H. I can't remember it. I don't know if Jimmy's still in here. He lives in St. Petersburg. You said it was like 40 miles, and that's the town where you're saying Leah told your husband that it's like all swampy, and that's the area her phone last pinged from.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Like, what I mean by swampy, I mean like gators. You know what I mean? That's what that's what Leah was trying to kind of, like tell Jaime in so many words. It's like, this
Hudson,
is...
that was it. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Jimmy lives in St. Petersburg?
That's what he said in the chat.
Wow.
I don't know where he went to now, but when he was in here, I saw him write that.
Because that's where we'll be in March 31st. Sometime during the trial, we'll be out there.
Yeah, and if you guys need anything, funds, or if the mother needs any funds for when this trial's going out, I know you said the state of Florida take care of stuff, but probably still need money to eat and whatever. I did notice that the mother lives, looks like she's not in the best financial situation.
She hasn't worked since Morgan's gone. No, she hasn't. She can't. Honestly, if anybody, Morgan's mom doesn't work. No, Leah's mom doesn't work. She can't work. Okay, the woman is like highly medicated all the time. No, there was a GoFundMe that she did have, and this before he was charged, and she was raising funds to try to like hire a private investigator. but then that GoFundMe kind of just came and went, and then the police department, finally the cold case detective stepped up and, figured out everything, and he was always going to be charged. It was just trying to get enough evidence to charge him. They always knew it was him, though.
Do you know what finally came through? Like, what was the final, okay, we got this, now we're charging him, or no?
With the timeline, when they finally got it all broken down, and he, I think there was like 2 or 3 stories he gave. Like one, he was at a nightclub. One, he was with one of the baby's moms. He gave too many conflicting stories.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how often, Christina, that you talk to Leah, but if you do, if you want to shoot her a message, I would be more than happy, and I think our community would step up to the plate too if we could help her in any way by, starting a GoFundMe for her if she needs something to, for finances to get through the trial stages or anything else. If you would feel comfortable enough reaching out to her about that, I would be more than happy to set that up.
Yeah,
and I think everybody would step to the plate in this community, and
because she would never have to worry, if he ever does say where she's at. Leah doesn't ever have to worry about putting her to rest and things like that, because that would be something that we would step up and do, because we have the finances to do that. Leah doesn't. And that would be that would be something my husband, obviously would do, because that's his daughter, and he'll say that, I was going to be a grandpa, I'm like, yeah, you were.
Do you think that he kept firing his attorneys maybe it was a little bit of both, to like prolong it and to avoid it going to trial?
Yes.
And do you think maybe it was because also like the attorneys were saying like, they have this and this and this, you need to tell us where the body is and then I can get you this, but he's just...
It could probably be both, but Leah, one thing Leah kept telling my husband was he keeps firing them because he thinks he's just prolonging it, but he's not, because all it's doing is just making the judge just more and more angry.
Right. Wow. And if you guys there's tons and tons of videos on YouTube, and just do a Google search. And if you guys want to dive more deeper into this, there's a lot of stuff about it. And I can't believe that it's gone on this long. And I pray that on March 31st, the first day of that trial, he mans up and, takes a plea. But, I'm sure the prosecutors would only offer him a plea if he says where her body is. I've watched enough, ID and stuff like that to know that's usually, the situation, that they will offer him a decent plea if, he says where her body is. So
it would be nice, so nobody has to go through. That was the one. Okay, you know what? I'm not even going to give him Chris Watts, but at least I will give him this. He didn't. My dogs were fighting. I'm going to kick him outside for a minute. Hold on. I'm still in this cart too, so that's all I do is just. I can't remember when was the last time I walked. When was the last time I actually walked without being on this cart because of my foot? At least Chris said, okay, I'm pleading guilty. No trial. He didn't want to put Shanann's family and put his family through a long-ass trial. He just at least... And then they took the death penalty off the table, too, once he did that. But this guy's too much of a... I don't know. He honestly thinks he's going to beat it. He just, bottom line, he just thinks he's going to beat it.
Unreal. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to say, Christina? Any more questions from the chat?
You know what? I do have. Well, okay. If you hold on 1 second, I'm trying to put my. Hold on 1 second.
No, go ahead. Christina has not been able to put any weight. She had foot surgery in December. Major, major, major. Her foot was basically rebuilt. So she's still not able to put any weight on it. So she scoots around on a scooter, and so she's still got that going on.
Are you good? I'm so sorry, you guys. Can you guys hear me? I'm so sorry. I had
No,
my
yeah, you're
foot.
fine. Don't be
Yeah, I had
sorry.
my foot operated on November, and I'm still in that cart. Like I can't walk. I have to put my knee and it's just it's just to just
Yeah,
get
that's
anywhere in the house.
crazy.
It just gets on my I'm just like scooting along everywhere in my house.
Mary just asked a question, and I was going to ask this too. Did he ever take a lie detector test?
No. As far as I know, no, he did not. No. Because he was already in jail for unrelated charges. They were like there was like a gun charge and some traffic tickets, and they were trying to get all of the evidence together before he got out of jail. So then that's when they finally were able to say, okay, yeah, we got it all to stick. It all looks good. They went to that jail and formally charged him with her murder. And he hasn't talked to the police since. He didn't even talk to him then. He just lawyered up right then and there. So no, I don't think they've done any of that.
Wow. So wait, was there something you were going to say, Christina?
Yeah, there's one more thing I wanted to say real quick.
Yeah, go for it, huh?
There was and I didn't get on this to like just bring attention to real victims, real families that are out there that are dealing with real harassment, true harassment, like what the Ruseks get every single day with Shanann. And when I was watching that live feed for 3 days, 95% of it was extremely supportive, but there was the 5%.
She's talking about when they were draining the ponds and stuff in the live streams.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I should have
No,
emphasized on that.
you're
But
fine.
the hate that is out online and the things that people can say, and they don't care that you've lost a child, that your child was murdered. They don't care. They say the most messed up shit. And the shit that the people have said in defense of Chris Watts with Shanann. And then we sit back and we watch people like Eli and Sharon and think, you know what? Do you really know what a true victim is? Because you're not it. And last week, what was it that I lost my shit? Or was that Monday morning, Susie? Was that Monday when I lost my shit? I lost my shit, you guys, really bad earlier this week, or it was last week sometime. I lost my shit pretty bad, you guys, and I don't get that angry. I really, really don't. But after listening to the bullshit that comes out of Sharon's mouth, do you really think any of us women really had her stalked for months while she walked her daughter to school? And all these women know about Morgan. They've known about Morgan as long as they've known about me. We wouldn't have condoned something like that. Susie just asked a question. Hey, does she still have the kids? We heard a rumor. Just see if you see them walking on the way to school. That was it. Sharon said some fucked up shit last night, something about we make rape jokes. Do you guys really think we're going to make a rape joke? My stepdaughter was murdered. You really think I'm going to make a rape joke in a chat? I've never seen not one of us, men or women, in any of the chats that we've been in over the months. I've never seen a rape joke, not one. So the shit that comes out of that fucking bitch's mouth,
well, here's
fucking
the
appalls me, because she's not a real victim. Okay, the shit you get is because you brought it out. Now see, now that I've came out, okay, you guys look. Now that I've came out, I didn't mean to cut you off, Susie. I just got to get this out. Now that I came out, I've put my shit out there. So if I get attacked, you guys, guess what? I didn't ask for it, but I opened myself up to it because I put myself out there. So if you guys come and attack me, oh well, I let Susie, I came on this platform and I told you guys a part of my life, a part of my husband's life. That's not good. It's not good at all. But if some people want to attack me for it or say something about it, not much I can do. And the Ruseks have 3 fucking attorneys that can't get channels on YouTube shut down. 3 attorneys. So you really think Sharon's going to find some fucking lawyer in fucking Hicktown, Tennessee that's going to take YouTube on and get us shut down because we don't agree with Sharon and the shit that comes out of her mouth and the hundreds and hundreds of lies this woman is told? And
Right.
Eli talking about putting JB going to jail forever is Chris Watts or Jacobee Flowers, somebody that's murdered somebody. All JB and Jimmy have done is laughed at Eli. That's all they've done. They haven't done a fucking thing to that man, but laughed at him. And Eli thinks he's going to put these men away forever in prison. That's not how the law works. I don't know where all you guys, but I've had FBI in my house. I've had homicide detectives in my house. I know how the law works. And a lot of us people on our side, our community, know how the law really works. And it doesn't work that way. Okay, I'm off my soapbox.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I think the point that Christina is trying to make, that there is hate on the internet in every situation. You know, there's people out there that defend what Chris Watts did. There was people that was saying horrible things about Christina's stepdaughter as they were draining swamps to look for her body and her unborn child's body. So, you know, that's going to happen. It's the internet. It's how the internet works. And I've said it a million times before. I watch a lot of family vloggers, Christian family vloggers that will, you know, upload a video about them going to church or about them going knocking on people's door and giving people, you know, $5,000. And there's hate comments and there's thumbs down. And, you know, it's unfortunate that that goes on, but, you know, it does. And, you know, so there's just people that are going to attach to those, oh, I got negative comments, I'm going to focus on that. Well, there's bigger things to focus on than what somebody on the internet, you know, leaves a comment about, or, you know, whatever thing else. It just comes with the territory.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. All right.
And then,
well, go ahead.
Okay, and then Eli running his mouth about unhappily married women.
Yeah, we'll start a separate stream. We'll do a separate stream about that.
I just get so worked up about that.
I know,
my God.
I know. We'll do a public stream tomorrow. I think I have another interview on Friday with the employee that used to work for Corey Feldman. They had something come up the other day, and I think, wow, we're going to be doing it on Friday.
Oh, okay.
Jamie, if you can jump in here real quick on your Punksthetic channel. I want to give a huge thank you to Jamie. He did help me create the thumbnail for this stream, and I was unaware. Him and I were talking about the thumbnail, and we never even discussed like what time I was going to do this stream. And Christina had told me what time she was available, and I scheduled it. And then all of a sudden he was like, oh, shoot, Susie, I had a stream scheduled at that same time on my Punksthetic channel. And I did not know. And Jamie was awesome enough to reschedule that live for tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if everybody could please, he just made a comment in the chat, if everybody could please subscribe to his channel and go show him support tomorrow when he does that stream. Huge thank you to you, Jamie. That was awesome that you did that.
Thank you, Jamie. That was very nice of you with the thumbnail, and thank you for. I didn't know you were going live either. I just threw out 5 o'clock. I'm like, I'll eat dinner early and rest for a little bit before we do this. So I appreciate you for pushing that out.
Him and I were
you.
talking. He's like, it is 2 different topics. I said, I know, and you guys might have. Those of you who were in my unlisted stream the other day, like, I hate when people in our community, like when someone starts a stream or at the same time, and I never
Susie
do that
doesn't
on
like
purpose.
it. Yeah, she gets really upset. Yeah,
it's just the way I'm wired, and I feel bad for like the viewers.
Yeah,
I don't want, Because like if Jamie and JB were streaming at the same time, I don't want to be like, oh my gosh, whose stream do I go in? Oh yeah, I don't want so it's just the way I am. I just hate to have people put in that position. So just a huge thank you to Jamie, and if everybody could subscribe to his channel and be in the stream tomorrow to show him love and support, we would all greatly appreciate it. And thank you, Christina, for coming on here and sharing the story. And we'll, when the trial begins, hopefully there's not a trial and he mans up, and we can pray for that. Let us know if you talk to Leah if she ever needs anything, and we'll step up to it.
Thank you guys. Thank you for everybody for being here, and thank you for your support and your kind words. I really appreciate it. And this is we're a very good community, no matter what anybody says about any of us. I know that, we're a good community and we do truly care about each other. And, you guys don't even know Leah. Hey, if Leah needs anything, we could start a GoFundMe for her. If anything, pay a bill, maybe help her during the trial. I really appreciate that, you guys. I really do. That's really cool of you guys to do that. You don't even know the lady.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And that's, something that I also the other day, when we were streaming Unlisted, I think it was actually last week, Miss Ka said something, about how fun the chats are and, hanging out and streaming and, doing it. And my mic was muted for 35 minutes and I didn't even know, but I had said, thinking y'all could hear me, that I completely agree. And I was actually talking to Kelly about it too, and Charisse. And, a lot of us have had beefs in the past, but it seems like now that certain people have been removed from the community, and it just seems like the
drama's
gone. Right, the few people that have been removed and are on that side, they were the ones that were causing the infighting and the rumors and this and that and the backstabbing. And now we've been able to all come together and we all have, a great time together, and it's great. And if it took going through the last year of the nonsense and the craziness to get to where we are today, then it was worth it in my book. And, like yesterday, Holly had asked for a favor and, she needed some help. And instantly I said, absolutely no problem. And we stepped up to the plate and she got the help that she needed. I also had somebody come to me tonight that's going to ask for some help too, which I'm going to do that tomorrow or maybe even later tonight. And it's awesome. Like, I've seen it happen so many times with different things. Another thing I want to say, I was going to do it at the start of the video and I forgot. I've never talked to Wise Night Owl. He's Texas caregiver, right?
Yes.
I've never spoken to him, but I want to, if anybody needs supplies for the elderly, or I think you can even get pads if you have puppies or small dogs that pee in the house, please check out texascaregiver.net. Right?
Or somebody that's had a surgery. Right. Somebody that has a surgery or something, you need some supplies, because I know I've needed supplies since I've been out with my leg. So same thing,
I was actually going to do the video that Holly did, but maybe I'll just mirror it on my channel. Okay. Unless, I don't know how long it is.
It's not that long, dude. It's like a minute or so.
Holly, do you have it? And I'll go ahead and play it real quick before we wrap this up. And as some of you might know, I have another thing scheduled for when this ends that we can go and watch The Cook. If anybody needs the link, let me know. If Holly's grabbing that link or not.
I want to thank you for doing that. What you do, so we don't give him the views. You know what I'm saying? Because he gets five too many. I would say.
Yeah.
Because he lost him another mod, so now he's down to 4 people.
Jamie says we need a community name, the super group of men and women.
We could
Susie, I
call
need
the
okay.
unstable group the unstableness. We're emotionally
Yeah.
unstable.
Okay, I'll try to get it to you guys. I'm not sure if JB's gonna go live. I will have mine running on the the one platform that y'all know about, just so we have a recording of it and recording of the chat. That's mainly why I do it. Like yesterday, I was in JB's chat while I was doing what I was doing. So I don't know where Holly went to. So I'll just go ahead and mirror her. Oh, there she is. Hold on. Oh, did that work? Oh, shoot. Hold on. Oh, crap. I'm not doing this right. Hold on. Hold on. I'm not doing this right. Ah!
Have you hooked up your new mic?
I have, but then I unplugged it. So
Oh, okay.
I need to do it again. George set up my whole new area. I need to get a green sheet, and then I'll start using my camera because he... Uh-oh, hold on. Sorry. Where's the link? Okay, let me see. Holly, you're so cute. I told
My
Holly today that
husband
Mary
was
and
calling.
I are her.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
My husband was calling in when you first started showing the news reels, and so I told him that I was live with you, and he was like, "Tell Miss Susie I said hello." Everybody in my house knows Susie's voice.
Okay, here it is.
Look at that girl. Look at
I
that
know,
pretty
it's just so
girl.
pretty.
Who's that model?
And her voice. Let's see.
Hi, I'd like to just do a quick video to give a shout out to Brian at Texas Caregiver Network. If you'd like to visit the website, it's www.texascaregiver.com. I'll post a link down below for you guys.
I like that shirt. I actually really like that shirt.
I want to say one more thing that just popped into my head before we end this.
Okay, go ahead.
I know that we have people that are watching that don't like us, like Sarah and Shannon or Sharon and all those other assholes over there. And I know that we've said names, we've shown news reels, things are out there. And if I hear of anybody that goes after Leah or starts looking her up or doing anything after this woman because you hate me, that will be really fucked up. You guys want to come after me? You come after me, but you leave Leah alone. That woman has gone through enough.
Yeah, I'd like to say I don't
just
think
because
that
I
they
went
would
live.
go that
No,
low.
but you never know,
I
dude.
know,
Look at the
I
shit
know.
that they've done. Look what they did to George. You know,
I know.
no. I could it just popped into my head when I was outside smoking. I'm thinking, watch one of these fuckers try to go after her or whatever. Leave her the fuck alone, okay?
Yeah. She's got, yeah. All right, hon. Well, thank you for coming on. Thank you to everybody in the chat. We will keep everybody updated, and I'll see y'all guys real soon. I'll try to get the link out to more people, so pass it around, guys.
Good night.
All right.
Good night.
Love
Thank you,
y'all.
everybody. Love you.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.
Bye.